Be different. Have something about you that will stand out from the crowd. It could be an outlandish haircut. I've actually seen that work. Or sometimes inappropriate footwear. Not the best. At the end of the day, the person making a buying decision has his own fears and anxieties and things that keep him awake at night, irrespective of the business.
Yeah.
If we can talk to those and at least reduce the business stresses, we have helped that client.
And I almost thought, well, should I invest in an eye patch or a really hideous tie? Welcome to the VFM Podcast. I am here with Ryan Levendale, a VFM consultant based in Ireland. Ryan, welcome to Season 2 of the VFM Podcast. As you can see, we've upgraded slightly. We've got new microphones, a new backdrop, so you're very welcome. Thank you for being with us.
Pleasure to be here, Adam.
And we're going to sort of change the format up slightly and keep this a little bit sort of briefer. And what we're sort of looking for is almost top tips. So we discussed what top tips can we give, and we're going to look at a sales call. So if I'm correct in thinking, we're going to call on a client in person or a potential client, and then what are your top tips for a sales call?
Well, the top tip would be that very important to make a first impression. First impressions are incredibly long-lasting. We have to have planned for the sales call. We need to know who we're meeting. We need to make sure that our demeanor and our appearance are appropriate to the industry we're in, the surroundings, how we dress, how we park, our posture. All of these things will make an impression on the customer long before we've had a chance to actually open our mouths and say anything. So top tips would be probably slow down.
Okay.
Don't race into the customer's premises. Arrive early. Drive in calmly.
Yeah.
Okay. Depending on the industry you're visiting, how you dress needs to be appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
You can underdress. You can also overdress.
Yeah.
Rule of thumb is to be a level higher than your target audience. So if it's an informal industry that operates in jeans and golf shirts, maybe what we're wearing here today, collared shirt and professional pants would be the level we're at. Likewise, to pay attention to the little things that will show our expertise. Do we need PPE to be on site?
Yeah.
Carry that with us. Have the safety shoes. Have the high-vis vests. It simply shows we know what we're doing the minute we arrive on premises.
So we want to look competent and professional. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And we do that with our demeanor, our driving, our body language. Sometimes before we've even seen the client, who may already have seen us.
Yes. Okay. So if I've got my, I prepared. Obviously, we talk about a sales process being a process. There's lots of things we would do in advance of the meeting. But when I walk into the office of my customer or my potential customer, what should I bear in mind? I've got my facts and my figures. I know what I'm going to pitch. How can I make a better impression?
Well, what we would always say to our delegates is the sales game is people buying from people.
Okay.
And the first tip would always be memorable.
Right. Okay.
Be different. Have something about you that will stand out from the crowd. It could be an outlandish haircut. I've actually seen that work. Or sometimes inappropriate footwear. Not the best. But really what we want is to link ourselves with the client's need in his mind.
Right. Okay.
Right? He needs to remember the person who he had a conversation with rather than what the product the conversation was about. There are umpteen people that can supply him a product.
Right.
What he's after is a solution, and what he wants to do is have trust in the solution he's being offered.
Okay.
So, first impression, be memorable, show interest in the client. show interest in their business, ask more questions or spend more time asking questions than we spend talking about the actual product we're there to represent.
Right, yes. I think that's an interesting one. Sort of, you said, people buy from people, be memorable. And I almost thought saying, well, should I invest in an eye patch or, a really hideous tie? But in some ways, I think you're right. What the purpose of, because we all have access to the internet. If I want a particular product, almost in any industry, I can just sort of put my needs in there, and I can get lots of opinions on that. But what I really want, actually, if I'm buying something, is for the person selling to me to know exactly what they do, and I want to be able to trust that person to give me a good recommendation, to understand my needs, so that I don't have to do all that research. But I've got sort of someone I can trust to give me that information. And being memorable. Okay, so other than a wacky hairdo or the sort of, I don't know, the outlandish clothes, how can we be memorable? I mean, you mentioned sort of asking questions to the client. So would they just be business specific questions, or do we try and sort of ask a few personal questions, get to know them on a more social level as well?
Well, your early encounters will allow you to gauge when you can ask more personal questions, and I would say absolutely do that. At the end of the day, the person making a buying decision has his own fears and anxieties and things that keep him awake at night, irrespective of the business.
Yeah.
If we can talk to those and at least reduce the business stresses, we have helped that client.
Yes.
So understanding the person will help us guide them to better purchasing decisions.
Right. Okay.
So I would absolutely say the faster we can get to a position where we're able to open up the personal space and get to know that kind of information about our clients, the better. And the more information you have is absolutely, the sky is the limit. In a previous career, I had a sales director who said, well, you need to know everything about the client. You need to know the names of his children, the names of his dogs, and what color they are.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And that's something that stuck with me and has never let me down.
So, I mean, how do you go about that? Because there might be sort of a reticence thinking, well, this is a professional call. I don't want to be asking this person too many personal questions, but at the same time, I need to show an interest. How do you, is there a way you gauge that, or does it just come from experience, or do you have maybe almost in your head a set list of questions? Well, maybe I ask about a family and just see if they open up. And if they want to talk more about it, then I ask questions on that. Is that sort of, do you have a formula for that, or is it really just experience and just talking to people?
A formula, no, but I think the key is to get them talking.
Right.
A good entry would be, firstly, ask about the business. So what do you do here in total? You will have an idea, but let them tell you. The likelihood is they're quite proud of the business they have.
Yes.
Give them the opportunity to tell you. That can lead on to, okay, so, in the last year, where have your major difficulties been inside this well-run operation?
Yeah.
And as you lead that process along, using open questions, a lot of information will reveal itself and give you a fair few avenues to go down.
Very good. Thank you. Ryan, part of our new format is we're trying to keep these short and sweet. So this has been very interesting, but actually I think I can stop you there, because I think we've given sort of the main top tip is be memorable and be almost, if I can sum up, say, be like personable, so that I come across as a person and I'm interested in you and there's a personal connection. Is that correct, or would you sum up it slightly differently, or anything else you'd sort of add to that?
So, no, I think you've hit the nail on the head, but it would be memorable, appear competent, show interest. Would be probably the three I would always go with.
Wonderful. Ryan, thank you very much.
Thank you.